for today. So third day in a row that we've had downside pressure happening. We are breaking trend lines at the moment, and this trend line here has been fairly strong, and you can see we had a daily close below it. So we've had pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4 interactions there. If we drill down to lower time frames, we'll probably be able to fine tune it a bit better. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We found support there, broke up, and then bailed through it. So at this stage, as far as I'm concerned, we've broken that trend line. Okay, and I would expect a bit of a retest and then a move to the downside. We do have a moving average crossover, so we've got a death cross forming here. We are below the 150 EMA. Trend is changing on the higher time frames. There are head and shoulders patterns on the US markets. Don't really see one here on the DAX, unless you want to argue that this here is a head and shoulders. I don't really like looking at the diagonal head and shoulders. Okay, so we are back to this range. Okay, and you can see where price is at the moment, pretty much at the middle of this range again. We've broken out twice now to the upside, and we've failed to get momentum to the upside. So I suppose from a bigger picture perspective, the next thing we're looking for is a break of the bottom of the range, and that is going to get a momentum to the downside, which there is a magnet there, being this gap over here. And we just put that gap in there. So I think for me, the DAX is still very much sideways. Nothing really transpiring here. I have some decent setups on the US markets for shorts, and I can only assume that the DAX is going to follow. And the big question here is we're going to need to watch this sort of on a lower time frame. So let's just run through what's happening here. So you can see this area here where we use this level, which is 10,539. We use that as resistance. Broke through, use it as support. Broke through, came back, use it as support. Okay, we've then now broken through. So technically, I would assume that the same thing is going to happen. Okay, remember, markets do have inertia. They do tend to repeat themselves once or twice. And so that's why you always get 2 touches, sometimes 3 touches, or 2 touches of an area, then you bounce up, or it's like third time lucky or third time unlucky is what I like to refer to it as. So you can see 1, 2, up, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so we have broken through, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see us push back onto this area. We could push back a little bit higher as well, because that would test the trend line. Trend line is going to be a little bit higher than that. It's pretty much up there. So we could come back and test the trend line, or we could come back to test this fractional at 10,575. And let's just, there is a little Brooks gap up here, and there is another one over there. Okay, so the probability of us coming back up into 10.57, 10.585, and possibly even 10.653 is there. I think what's going to hold that up is this trend line. Okay, so I think the most logical area would be this area here, which would give you, we've got basically 2 horizontals and 1 trend line here at 10.585. So that would be a reasonable area for me to look for shorts, and get the shorts to the bottom of the channel. I think is pretty much my first target, which is 10.240. Okay, you can see what happens at this 10.240. There's a lot of interaction there. I think that's a relatively important area. So that would be my take profit area. Okay, don't think there's anything on the 15 that we can worry about. I suppose the only thing that we do have here is we've got this range. So we've had a move down, consolidation. I think these last 2 bars here, they're really profit taking from the short on the day. And you can see why people were short going into yesterday. Moving averages were pointing down, trend was down, back into the moving averages. Remember, these two is just really a 20 and a 50 EMA, so exponential moving averages. So back into those areas before falling off. Okay, so I think a break of the structure to the upside takes us right into the area that I'm saying we need to watch, which is 10.58, and a break of that structure to the downside gives us at least this move here, which is fairly close to the bottom of the range. So the bottom of the range is 10.420, and this measured move gives us 10.294. But if I take it from the top there to there, you'll probably find it lines up fairly good. Okay, which it does. So that's kind of my play on the DAX at the moment. We are looking for a break of this structure that's formed. If it does break to the upside, it's the height of the structure, okay, which basically takes me straight into this area of what was support, which should become resistance. It's a diagonal trend line as well. Should give me an opportunity for short there, and then we'll come back into this area here. We'll muck around a little bit, and if we break below that, then here's my target area here. Bottom of range at 10.240 or 10.294. Break below this area is going to be very bearish, okay? Then we are looking at this gap, and that is 9.510. Okay, but I think that's a little bit far away for us at the moment. This is the structure we need to follow today. Okay, so very bearish for me today. Any move to the upside straight into this area here of 10.575 will get me short. Any break below this area here is going to get me short as well. So that area is 10.419. Okay, anyway guys, hope that helps, and we'll catch you later. Cheers for now.